guys, it's Charlotte here with Charlotte's Quick Tips. Today we're going to be working on applying a wash just to your standard freight car, so it doesn't take too long. Follow along though and we'll get started. Okay, as you can see, we're using a couple of different paints here. We're using Mission Models brand. We're doing the standard rust and the rail tie brown. So you saw me hold those up to the camera, but I also did model color, and I did a burnt umber and a glossy black with those. So I just did kind of a mix of my own. So you can kind of do different mixes, figure out what works best for you. So I kind of mixed the two together to start off with, playing with the different kind of colors. Okay, so what I did was I mixed those and then I added in a little bit of water just to make it kind of a little bit lighter to do that wash effect, and I brushed the paint over, the watered down paint over the entire car. So you can see here we used a downward stroke, so just make sure you keep it like a regular wash would be looking on a train just out in the wild. For this video, I did just want to do just a quick little thing, kind of a little bit closer up than my last couple of videos, just so you can see a little bit more in detail and a little bit closer as to what I'm doing. That way you guys get a better feel for it and it doesn't look like it's so far away, and you can see in detail what my strokes are like and the colors that I'm using. Make sure when you are wiping it down, you're getting into all those little nooks and crannies where all of the dirt would collect. After I had gone over it with a thicker coat of my watered down paint, I go back over it with a dry brush just to kind of take that top layer off, kind of bring it down a little bit so it doesn't look so streaky. There's lots of different ways to do washes on the car. This is just one that I have found that works well for me. So we might go over some more in the future, but for now, this is one way. So again, going back over everything, make sure you're going that downwards motion. When you go back over with the dry brush, it's totally up to you. I took quite a bit off, but you don't have to take as much off. You can kind of, you know, leave a little bit more on if you would rather. I would recommend in between going it over with the dry brush, wiping your dry brush off, making sure you're getting most of that wet coloring off. That way you can go ahead and go back over the different portions of it or if you have multiple brushes that you can use, that's a good idea also. So as you can see, when you're kind of going through this, a lot of the color is getting left behind along the ridges of the car. So that's exactly what you want, because that's where a lot of that dirt and grime is going to be built up. Alright, so here we have the finished product with a wash over it. So as you can see, some areas are a little bit darker than the other, but like I said, it's up to you as to how dark and light the different areas that you want to have. The more you go over it with the dry brush, the more that you're going to take off, and it's going to be a little bit lighter. So this was just a quick tip from me, how to do a light wash on your car. If you have any questions, comments, or tips, you can go ahead and leave them below in the comments. But otherwise, thank you for following along, and I look forward to getting another video out for you guys.